You guys seen Grayson Waller? Huh? You got that Dusty Cup later? Kick ass, man. Somebody hit my music.
Fuck you, PrizePicks! Hate you. Fuck you, PrizePicks!
But I'm had enough.
Fuck you, PrizePicks! All the shit, man, I hate enough. Fuck you, PrizePicks! My whole clique about to fuck you up. Fuck you, PrizePicks! Population, we are not the same. Fuck you, PrizePicks! Begin to win and take everything. Logging in, make my picks, I'm about to get this spread. It makes me harder than Candace Parker giving me head. Rage said if I don't win, then I'ma come pick you up. Cartwheel into the bridge, if we a fam, then we all jump. Betty got the hope, she rolls her knees or ends up dead. Whatever it takes, I'm trying to make this money with my friends. WNBA season, so much stream you won't believe. Join in Discord, you can pay a top support and more. At least I'm kidding, we really winning the ghost of the industry. Johnny and Clyde, they don't want the smoke, we taking all the money, ain't no selling now. Population, we are not the same, we do this every day now. Everybody say, fuck you, PrizePicks.
Hate you.
Fuck you, PrizePicks.
Hate you.
Fuck you, PrizePicks.
Hate you.
Fuck you, PrizePicks.
But I'm had enough.
Fuck you, PrizePicks. You can keep your rotten taco. Fuck you, PrizePicks. Sorry, Johnny, that's tomato. Fuck you, PrizePicks. And if you really wanna win, fuck you, PrizePicks. Come and rock with population.
Fuck you, you piece of shit. Fuck you. Fuck you, you piece of shit.
And here we go.
Yeah.
It is Thursday, and it's a super small card today, guys, but we've got you covered as we will start the show with Jack of the Day, as well as we got a special edition to end the show is with Ribeyes with Mike. So enough small talk, and let's get to the money. This show is sponsored by W. It's a clean energy powder with no come down to your day. And by going to W.com, you will get 10% off your first order by using the best promo code on God's green earth. Pub Sports, that is. If you haven't already, do me a favor and smash that like button and make sure you have the notification bells on, as I will read out all the best bets at the end of the show in the chat. Just make sure you hashtag we be pubbing in them so I know which ones to scroll through. On Wednesdays and Thursdays, we start this show off with a bang. I like to call it Yopper, but on this show, we call it Jack of the Day with Connor Mack.
Well, see you later.
Hola.
Hola, how you doing, my guy? NFL Thursday, a little bit of baseball in the morning, afternoon, and woof, let's have us a day. How you been?
I'm good. I need this under, though, with Miami Brewers. I think I will get it, though. But
Looking good, looking good.
and we need to get some props. Mountcastle gets hurt yesterday. Was not good.
Like that guy
Altuve.
in the chat, put that in there. That guy, I mean, not to say you're a jinx guy in the chat.
Oh, as you said, it was pretty wild. He has the one at bat. He walks in.
I was like, dude, why'd you fuck, dude? But it happens, knock on wood.
It happens.
I believe in jinxes, man. That's why we don't talk K-props before they cash. We
Yeah.
let it happen. Like, shit can happen. Shit can go south. It's never done.
Yeah,
So,
and we do this every day, so wins and losses come, with all of
yes,
us.
sir.
So
Well, we
It
started
is.
late, so let's just get right to what these
get it.
guys came here for, and that's to talk some of these hitting props in this beautiful, beautiful game. And we're going to start our day with, as my screen disappeared, like, where'd my stuff go? There it is. Sorry about that. With the Rangers versus the Jays, Gosman, and I'm not sure who's pitching for the other side. As I cap Gosman.
Eovaldi?
Oh, he'll go about 4 innings. So, not sure who you're going to look at here. Actually, I think Gosman may have a good day, but he's still going to get hit.
Yeah, and I'm going to this guy, even though in the 2-hole, I can't get his homer at 4-1, but I found his RBI at plus 145. I'm taking Corey Seager, 7 for 18 off him, 7 doubles, perfect for the splitter, just off the with the lefty there with Gosman. So I got to be on the ribby with that price. I think he went 1 for 4 or 0 for 4 yesterday, and they went to 110-0. I wish I was on the Rangers, real heavy, but I wasn't. And his 1.5 is like right around minus 110, minus 115. Don't mind that at all. I just don't take too many props with that, in it. So, but I like that as well. So Corey Seager here.
Love the fact, and I'm not sure if you pay attention, but we talk a little bit of sweet spots around here. And with me betting K props, if I like something and it's like minus 150, oh Lord, you bet that shit. You don't be afraid of that shit. Now
That's yours. You're just different. And,
Right.
it's just,
Really,
see, I'm
you're just
betting,
more-
and you bet. Like K-props is your main bet, Sharpie. Like I'm
Right.
betting sides and totals, props. So it's
Right,
just
so-
everyone has a different thing and what it's worth. And it's worth it to you when you do
What
it.
I've learned
Yeah.
is plus 145 is the sweet spot in RBIs. That's what
Oh, I like it. I gotta have them.
that's where it lines up into the sweet spot, bro. So I definitely like it. And I've come to learn that when you like a guy and it's around the sweet spot, and those are just from coming from people who bet this and come to realize, like, I hit this line more often than not. Like, this is the line. This is the line.
Mhm.
So, not saying you bet every fucking one. It's just when you see it, you smile a little bit. Like, I liked them today, and now they're putting it there. Yeah. So, let's head into a game where it's like, man, are the Twins gonna win the division? Or are they just gonna fucking puke it up? Who knows, bro? But it's the Twins versus Sox in what is the worst division in baseball.
Yeah, this isn't crazy. I just gotta take Jorge Polanco. He's 7-for-7 off Urena. We know how bad Urena is as a pitcher. Just got back from the bereavement list. He had a double last night. His 1.5 plus 115. I like it. He will be in the 2-hole. But his RBI, you mentioned the sweet spots right there at 150. I don't think he's had an RBI in a while, but maybe that means he's due. Normally he used to be in the lineup deeper, Sharpie. Yeah, he hasn't had an RBI in 4 or 5 games, but he's 7-for-7. So I'm on the over 1.5 for sure. And if you can get 4-1, I'm seeing plus 380. I'm going to search around. I couldn't go to all these books, but if you get over 4-1, I'll have a little piece of Polanco as well on the jack.
What'd you get on that 1.5?
115.
Sweet. Then we're gonna head into the last game, which happens to be a great game for hitting props because I have none of those pitchers in my book, and we're talking the Rays versus the Orioles. Who you looking at here?
Yes, and I'm just going straight to jacks here. 2 guys. This could be another under maybe. Sharpie, division, tight game. We saw the Orioles get 1-0 yesterday. A lot of unders, and we were talking about in the back already a few today. But Arozarena, haven't taken him in a long time. He scuffled there. He's been back. He's been hit a little bit better. He had a homer yesterday. So I'm on him here. His home run, plus 750, just a shot. And the other one, Cedric Mullins, his numbers, he was 4-for-6 with 2 homers. Off Savale, I got to take it. Off Bradish, sorry, I misspoke there. So Arozarena off Bradish, the 2-for-10, both home runs. But plus 650 Mullins, plus 750 for Randy.
Wow, Mullins is. Well, I guess Mullins would be big because how many home runs does he hit?
I don't know. He's 4-for-6 with 2 homers off. He's got 15, I think, this year.
Yeah,
He was out for a while.
Arozarena.
I think 750. I think you could look even Gunnar Henderson. I was kind of just going off the background here with Mullins taking a shot.
All right. Well, for all you guys tuning in to the recap of Connor Mack's Jack of the Day, he's going to start his day with the Rays and the Rangers and the Jays. Rays, no, he'll end his day there, but Rangers and Jays, he's going to take Corey Seager's RBI at plus 145. Then we're going to head over to the Twins versus the White Sox, and he's going to take Jorge Polanco over 1.5 bases at minus 115.
Plus,
And then he's going, plus 115. There you go, sir. I'll slap myself for you. And
no,
then,
you're good.
and then, guys, he is going to end the day in the Rays versus Orioles matchup with 2 home run spots, plus 650 on Cedric Mullins and plus 750 on our boy Randy Arozarena. Get in where you fit in, guys. Appreciate you for always coming on. Let these fine people know what you got going on and where they can find you.
Just check me out here, Pub Sports Radio. Go watch our college, Hitting the Books. Go watch the full show. Watch the cut-up videos. Go get it done. Lastly, Sharpie, before I dip, we were in the back. I just think the Rockies-Giants game gets rained out. I don't know how they play the game, but Ryan McMahon was a look, and J.D. Davis, 2 guys who came for me big time the last probably 2 to 3 weeks in cash for me. But I don't know if that game gets off And Yankees, Boston, another under first game. Do we get more runs? One guy with good numbers is Devers. I don't know if he plays game 2 doubleheader, and we're not going to know with lineups for a while. But he's 4 for 10 with a homer. And last, I don't know if we get another under. In this Mets game, Mets scored 7 runs last night. He had 3 RBIs, but he's 4 for 13 with a couple homers. Wind's blowing a little bit, but look at Pete Alonso. Throw a little bit on his RBI plus 160. I think there's good value there. That's it. Thanks, bro.
Yes, sir, bro. All good. And I think we may have lost contact with Big Show, so that means Sharpie needs to start running this damn show around here. So it is what it is. And until next time, have yourself a good one. Well, fellas, you got Sharpie running the show, guys, and that means we've got 3 pitchers to talk about. But guess what? That game doesn't start for 40 minutes, the guy that we got 2 people to talk about. And that means we don't got to straight go into the pitchers right now, guys. We can just keep rolling with our guys, talking hitting props. And then I will get into what I do best. And that is what? Pitching props, guys. Now, it looks like Yuri wants to be a little bitch and struggle with this fucking 7. Now, you get out there and do your damn job.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
To bust that ass, that is, boy. So let's keep it rolling, guys, as we also have a special segment today, as I only had 3 guys to talk about. And I called into the bullpen. I said, hey, Mikey, bro, can you do me a fucking favor if you're around? Talk about a couple RBI spots as, yeah. So without further ado, guys, the last Megalodon living, and I know this for a fact.
I didn't want salmon. I said it 4 times. Wedding is horseshit.
What's up, my guy? As I got the controls, and that means shit can go down.
Yeah. Sharpie on the dashboard on the 1s and 2s, and he's giving you K props, and he's bringing the hitting guys in here. He's doing it all today. We're gonna see him on NFL tonight as well.
This fucking guy right now trying to get my shit. Tell me, oh no, did they just fucking yop his bitch ass? Oh Lord, this guy's not gonna get 7 today. So before further ado, as I cry about fucking my half unit that's gonna die, let's talk about some more hitting props. So I'm gonna let you spit, let you roll, and I'll go from I'll chip in my 2 cents.
Sounds good, dude. You know the deal here. We've been firing, right? Tuesday was a glorious day. It was a lot of fun, a lot of cash made, and just goes back to kind of staying with what you know. Stay in your lane. You can find an opportunity to make that cash. But we're not at Tuesday anymore. We're at Thursday Night Live tonight as well. But there's still cash to make in Major League Baseball. Real tricky here. You really put the challenge out there and asked me to thread the needle here. I heard some CMAX spots as well. Short card, not a lot to like, and especially if some of these games go to the weather. But just a couple breakdowns that I had here. Some spots that did jump out at me. We talked about. I heard you mention the sweet spot, right? I gotta take advantage of a sweet spot when I see it. And in this case here, it's a plug your nose, and you don't have to love it, but you should play it because you're going to like it if it gets to your bankroll as well here. And I got to go Vladdy Guerrero. Now, Vladdy Guerrero has been, really in a difficult position here. His bat has been probably the coldest across the board on that Blue Jays squad here. They're facing the sweep tonight. Numbers do not show that it is a Texas Ranger spot, though, for me tonight. So I always try to give you guys a little breakdown of kind of the side I think is going to be the lean-to, and then where and how I came to that RBI. And, you kind of mentioned Gausman in his situation here. I got Gausman in a 10-0 spot tonight specifically for the Toronto Blue Jays. And why do I like Vladdy Guerrero in that spot? Well,
yeah! Okay, there's 7. Go ahead.
So Vladdy's in the 3-hole, and he's got experience against Uvalde. He's got 18 at-bats. He's got 6 hits. He's got 1 RBI at a .333. This might be his slump buster, right? He's got a good look around it, but he's also got Springer and Bichette in front. We don't need this guy to go, yard. We just need him to be able to knock somebody in there. And if the yardstick's been kind of playing games with his head, maybe he's just going to try to get a single and try to get that confidence going as they get rid of this series and move on to the next. He is that sweet spot. He is plus 145. I really tried to find a way to get Springer and Bichette in there, but when I looked at the prices for those fellas, I couldn't get there. And I thought, the prices kind of show me that they'll get on base. And Vladdy at that plus 145 says the books are showing enough concern that he's the guy to pull it down, that they knocked in that plus 145. So I started my card. Toronto Blue Jays, Vladdy Guerrero. Get off the schneid and pop in a fucking RBI, will you? Come on. Get these Texas Rangers.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this: it's not just your card; it's my card too. Because everybody who pays for my plays, bro, all sing glory, glory, hallelujah. When they tell me the RBIs before you, Mike, because they tail the shit too. I tell them, if you ain't watching this damn show and tailing this guy's RBIs by now, you're probably losing money. So yeah, Vladdy RBI to start the day. Let's head into the next spot.
Game number 2, again, it's difficult position here. AL East showdown, Tampa Bay Rays versus the Baltimore Orioles. I fell victim the last 2 days with the Baltimore Orioles with their -1s. At least the juice was down on those -1s, but cold bats in Baltimore, and they got a division rival. Now, I do see the wind is coming in, so I'm not excited about a lot of home run looks here, but I did hear C-Mac, and I have to concur here. I got Randy Arozarena. He's in the boo-boo position. You guys know what that means. He's in the 4-hole, and he's got Kyle Bradish out there that he's pitching against with 11 at-bats on Kyle Bradish, 3 hits, 2 home runs, 3 RBIs. Yeah, he's only hitting 273, but it's a position where I expect Tampa Bay to find this win. Again, the bats have been cooled down there quite a bit, and we know that the boo-boo position earned its name, the boo-boo position, because it's the boo-boo position for the bookies. And that being said, I had to take a shot with him. He's plus 210 for his RBI. Plus 210. That just didn't make any sense to me. It's been heating up the last 2 weeks if you look over the numbers in the long haul. If for whatever reason he doesn't get to go at that plus 210, I always kind of question mark that thing. I'd go back to the 3 position, and I'd look at parities there at 5 hits, 5 at-bats, 2 hits, 1 home run, 1 RBI against Kyle Bradish as well. And that's a fair number as well. I don't have that one written down in front of me for whatever reason. But, if you do not see a Arozarena go and you are still looking for some action in that game, I'm not going to jump on that Baltimore O side there with Savali at the stick or at the bump. I think it's a situation where cold bats are going to stay cold here, start the first game of series off. Could certainly be wrong. It wouldn't be the first time, won't be the last time. But plus 210 is the ceiling spot for me, right? You guys know the deal. I like to get the sweet spot. I like to try to get a ceiling spot. And my third spot to kind of bring around home.
Before you go 3 real quick, I know you've talked about it before, and Connor Mack gave out a Arozarena at 750 for the home run. Now 210 and 750, the RBI doubles your money, and God, if he hits the home run, you cash plus 960 right there.
Right.
So might be a little like you say, like some spots are worth the shot to sprinkle the RBI with it, especially at that price. He'd get 2 and 1.
So we talk about that strategy quite a bit, and I like to do the half unit back spots on the hitting on the RBI props. So reason being that you just said it, right? You're 2 to 1 your money if the guy hits an RBI. We don't need him to go yardstick, but if he does go yardstick, then you're picking up almost 10 units. That being said, if worst case scenario, he doesn't go deep, he only gets the RBI, you still turned a plus unit out of this thing here. So RBI sets up the position for the free play for the home run to try to get the bomb. And, show me where else you can get 10 units on one guy knocking a couple balls out of the field. So I think it's a good look. I like that spot a lot tonight. Like I said, my only apprehension is that does he play at plus 210? There's a little gray area out there. I haven't seen the official lineup. We did kind of get that closed down on us the other day, but
still not there yet.
We did find our backup guy came through for us as well. So that being said, that's why I try to give you guys that parodies look as well. So I'm going over to the Giants-Rockies game here. I heard C-Mac say it. He thinks it could get rained out. That would be a shame because I kind of like this one more than all the rest here. And I got to go to Estrada with the San Francisco Giants. Now, it's a Coors position, and we've got the wind blowing in. But, again, you guys know I look for guys that have some semblance of success here against previous pitchers. This time's a little different, though. It's Chase Anderson. Chase Anderson's 0-5. He's walked 22 guys. He's just not in a position of strength here today. Now, Colorado has been successful the last couple of days against the Giants. That being said, though, Giants had a huge comeback the other day for me. I kind of saw some things that I liked in that spark. They didn't give up when they puked up 4 or 5 runs right off the gate. They kept kind of firing away and were able to come up with the walk-off there at the end to get it done. What do I like about Estrada? Well, his price tag's at plus 165 for a guy that's hitting 400 against Chase Anderson. I think it's just a good opportunity. His walk-on base percentage is 800. I mean, that means 8 out of 10 times he's going up there. He's getting some type of opportunity to get to first base. Now, he is in the second position, but he's behind Yastrzemski, right? So There's a lefty that certainly has success as well at a 429 against Chase Anderson, 7 at-bats and 3 hits. But Estrada's got the RBI numbers for this Colorado and Chase Anderson position with 3 RBIs. Behind him, Flores has 1. I like Jock Peterson as well. And Jock Peterson's in the boo-boo position with the 4-hole, 28 at-bats, 7 hits, but only 1 RBI. And to me, it just seems like what I've seen from this Giants lineup is a lot of that progress or success comes at the top of the order and the bottom of the order. Brandon Crawford's down there in the 8th position, 21 at-bats, 2 hits, 3 RBIs. Luis Mateos, 2 at-bats, 2 hits, 1 RBI. All those guys are getting on base. Oh, J.D. Davis is there as well. So a guy in the 2 position with the strength of Yastrzemski in front of him, and then the 7th, 8th, and 9th, the second time, and even the 3rd time through the order, I think is where we're going to see a live opportunity for Estrada to get that thing back down for us. And then plus 165, I got to take a shot at that as well. 3 spots for you guys with a backup position in case we don't get there. I like it. It's a short card, but that doesn't mean we can't find a way to get that cash out of it and then focus our attention on the NFL. Huge game tonight with the Philadelphia Eagles.
Big game. And before we talk about that game, for those showing up for Ribeyes with Mike or just popping in, make sure you smash that like button as we do this out of the kindness of our heart for the most part. So he going to start his day, guys, in the sweet spot. Vladimir Guerrero, RBI at plus 145. And then he's going to head on into the Rays and Orioles game and take Randy Arozarena at plus 210. But if for some reason he ain't in that lineup, he's got Isaac Paredes as a backup plan for that ass. Then he's going to head into the Rockies game if they do get it in and play, as it is showing rain. And he's going to take Thiago Estrada at plus 165 to finish off his night. But that's just really starting his night. Because why, Mike? What are you hosting tonight, my guy? What are we doing tonight?
We got Thursday night football. Pub Sports Radio is going to be popping. We got a great lineup of guests. Sharpie's going to bop in there as well and give his looks for the second half. You know he's money when it comes to those second half live player prop looks as well. And that should be a ton of fun. It's a great lineup of the guests. We got some good connection this time around here, so we should have a lot more stable output to break the game down, top to bottom, start to finish. I've already got about 3-4 player props. I've highlighted a couple individual spots on the game. I'm going to work on a nice, juicy same game parlay this afternoon. Join us at 7:30, Pub Sports Radio. Like and retweet. Let everybody know we're out here doing this. And you better be there tonight. You do not want to miss out on this glorious card that we're going to deliver tonight, man. Sharpie, thanks for getting me on, brother.
Before you leave, what do you think about Eagles minus 13?
Dude, I tell you what, I was talking to somebody earlier about adjusting the line here. You know, Kirk Cousins and all the narratives. It's Kirk Cousins. What you don't do is you don't bet on Kirk Cousins. That's it. That's just
I want Philadelphia when they're telling me their offense isn't good because of Bill Belichick. Go fuck off, man.
Look, that game rained. I mean, it was raining from the ground up. It was pouring out there. That first half was just a dismal situation. And guess what? You know, they got 4 3-and-outs, right? It was the first time this season in game 1. They only had 1 last season. I don't think we're going to see that. And then we hear some things about Gainwell. Gainwell was never the guy, in my opinion. It was Swift. And I said it earlier today. You're not going to go out there and bang up your shiny new toys in a first game of a season where you should be able to comfortably win. They pulled up so quickly in the first half of that game that, yeah, they had to hang on a little bit for the rains. But that being said, they look great. You know, they came out there, they found a way to get the job done. The defense stepped up, you know, and Bradbury being out there. I'm not excited about that, but we got Slay, man. We got Slay out there gobbling up that secondary. And what we saw last year in this game, I don't want to give too much of the breakdown here, but what we saw last year is Cousins was getting pressure from all over the place. Take his center out of the lineup. I don't care if his center's top in the NFL or bottom in the NFL. It's his center. It's the guy he's got chemistry with. When he goes and he puts his hands, rubs his hands together, and it gets under that line and tickles that taint, it's that center's taint that he's tickling, and it's going to be a new taint tonight. So there's a new feel. There's probably a new smell to it as well, and it's just not going to be a pretty situation for Kirk Cousins, in my opinion, tonight. So I like an adjusted number as well.
Yeah. And I mean, the center is almost as important as the left tackle, if not more. That's the one who calls all the blocking schemes. That's the one who calls all the coverages, who sits there before the ball snapped and goes, you got him, you got him, you got him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my only bet that I do have in on that game right now is Jalen Hurts over 1.5 touchdowns at -125, and that's passing touchdowns. I
Yeah.
think he lights them up. I don't want to pick which wide receiver is going to have the 100 yards and the other is going to have 60. So if I was to look, I'd play a Goddard touchdown, but I like waiting till the half comes. Let me see the game script. And also, before we get to baseball, I mean, we only got 3 pitchers to talk about, and I got 2 bets, so they're hanging in there. And what you think about oh man, I was getting all baked, ready to talk football. What was I gonna say about that game? Damn.
You looking at college? You looking at that Memphis game?
No. I was looking at the Eagles game. I was looking at a certain thing, but I forgot what I went blank on. As I do have ADD and smoke pot, and that's the one thing I can do is forget what I was rambling about.
That's a combo.
Yeah, it happens, bro. So is what it is, and who cares? But I appreciate you for coming on, bro. And I'll be on there tonight, as well as I'm glad your internet's working. But I will be in the back and not pop on this time. And that way you don't have to worry about pulling up comments and you can host your show.
Sweet.
And kick ass and take names, as I will have my headphones off listening to the game, not hearing you guys really. So I'll just pop the guys on as they come on for you and let you do what you got to do. And that's you rock these live betting stream, bro. So keep doing it.
Let's go, brother. Thanks for having me, man. Good luck with everyone's bets tonight, and we'll see you later on here at Pub Sports Radio. Peace.
Yes, sir. All right, fellas, thank you all for tuning in today. Smash that like button if you haven't, as I've got the controls to the ship today. So sorry if your comments aren't getting pulled up like you normally would want. I'm the one who's got to do that, as well as read off all my writers.
Yeah.
And I mean, I could chew bubble gum and rub my head, but I'm not really that great at doing 2 things at the same time. So let's talk the first game up on the board. This game does start in about 25 minutes, and we're going to talk about both sides, and we've got action, guys. Now, I'm also going to give you a warning, just in case you don't want to jump off into the deep end with me. Now, 44 in the black book, Merrill Kelly at the Mets, striking people out 23% of the time, while walking people 8.5% of the time. Open them up 6+ -130 on FanDuel, where the best line available to the over is still 5.5 -135 now on BetMGM. PrizePicks has them at a flat 6, whereas hits allowed on PrizePicks under over are a 5. The lineup is 6 lefties and 3 righties. Excuse me. We're going to start our day, guys, with Merrill Kelly on the road versus the Mets. And when we look at the Mets numbers over the last 15 days, is they're walking below league average, smashing the ball with an out-of-this-world team isolated power of 240, while striking out 23.5% of the time. Now, we have a key, guys, when we run us a Kelly over, and it's whiff. And when he's faced a team in the top 10 whiff department, that's where he's done his damage. He has seen the Rockies 3 times. He had 5, 11, and 12, respectfully. Brewers 2 times, where he had 7 in each game, where he only had 6 versus the Mariners, but had 7 versus the Phillies, 9 versus the Twins, 9 versus the A's, and 12 versus the Reds lineup that was carrying a whole lot of whiff. So he is 8-2 to the over 5.5 when averaging 8.5 strikeouts a game when he faces the lineup full of whiff. And if you understand the whiff and chase, you're like, Sharpie, why are you reading off whiff numbers when you know the Mets are a no-fly zone, who are 1.5% better than league average when it comes to whiff? But I've been saying it, guys. The Mets just haven't been the Mets over the last month. And at times, the back half of their lineup is a bunch of non-contact and having fools, and not the guys that we have come accustomed to as betting the Mets as a no-fly zone. As in the projected lineup, the top 3 batters are elite when it comes to not whiffing, where the rest of them, rut-row shaggy, as 2 are league average when it comes to whiff, and 5 are at least 1.5% worse than league average when it comes to whiff. Now, if you look at Kelly's home run splits, it's going to show you some drastic differences when it comes to striking people out on the road compared to being elite at home. And I'm going to say it's been matchup based, as when he's had faced the teams who whiffed on the road, he did the damn thing, as he hasn't lost a K-prop over on the road versus a team who whiffs since April. Then lineups came out, guys, and we got 2 different guys, and that drops the guys who whiff down to 3 that are bad and 1 that are league average when it comes to whiff, with just 4 guys in the lineup striking out 25% of their at-bats over the last 15 days, with 2 of those guys that are striking out falling under that whiff compartment. So the over lean has flipped to a full under. Let's go bet it. As we have 7 guys in this lineup smashing the ball, but we do have major issues, guys, when betting a under in this K prop. His name is Bill Miller. He's one of the worst umps in the game when it comes to calling a ball a strike and a strike a ball. So if I get cooked by a ump, then I gotta just keep the juice down, guys, as there are some books out there with 6.5 at some minus 140. I'm just gonna go under 5.5 with Kelly, guys, and take that plus 115 for a full unit bet. Now, am I scared of Bill Miller? Yes. And at first I was gonna leave Kelly alone. But then we get into the next guy. And I went gung-ho under on this fucking guy. And I was like, you know what? If I'm betting him under and the same umps in this game, then I got to just bite my fucking tongue and pay attention to the lineup work that I did. And if an ump cooks me 2 times in the same game, I may have to just hunt him down. But until that happens, guys, I'm also going to take Kodai Senga versus the D-backs under. Number 25 in the black book is striking people out. I didn't write his strikeout clip down. So, Ruh-roh, my bad. Open him up, though, at 7+ minus 135 on DraftKings, where his best line available now is plus 110 to the 6.5 on BetMGM. PrizePicks has him at a 6.5, whereas hits allowed under over at 4.5 on PrizePicks. Lineup is 5 righties and 4 lefties. Now we get the other side of this pitching matchup, and it's Senga's second time facing these D-backs, where back in July, his prop was a 5.5. And he went and did the damn K-walk all over these damn clowns, going 8 innings, 1 earned runs with 12 strikeouts. As Cover Kings in the chat was on him that day, and it was one of those spots where they dropped his K-prop, and that's enough to let me not bet him. As you guys know, I like to bet when a guy will go through his K-prop, average or not. So as a lot of these K-prop lines are due based how they set them off of win percentages, and then they go from there. And I've learned how they set their lines, so I just don't fuck around when they play their little hoe games. Cover Kings wasn't scared that day, and damn, wish I would have been on 12 strikeouts and laddered that pony versus him. So if we were just to go by how this line should have been set off of how the D-backs are playing and off of Senga's win percentage to the 6.5, this should have opened plus money. But then I got to thinking, and this is how I explained it to Spin Doc, is they needed the under money so that they can get the over money, because the public will bet plus money 6.5 on the over 6.5, especially with Bill Miller behind the plate. And they don't even look at that type of stuff. But a lot of these cappers are going to be making comments of Bill Miller, Bill Miller. And if I lose today, guess what? It's fucking Bill Miller. So what I'm getting at is the books want action both ways. That's their job in most of these spots, is just to get the vig, guys. So if they would have opened it at plus money, they would have never got the under action. So the fact that they opened it at a minus 135, they got all the under action. He's at plus money now, and now all the public will come back in and bet it over. Now, me, was I late to the party? Yes, I was. But I did get under 6.5 at minus 118. And hear me out. There are some warnings right here in his outs, as they have his outs at 17.5 minus 150. As he's hit that 8 in his last 10 games, as well as 11 of his last 15 games. And that doesn't equate to minus 150, as well as averaging 17.9 innings over his last 10 games. That's damn near 18. Now, the fact is they never have put this guy in at 18.5 over his last 10. But I've seen him do it with plenty of other guys and juice it to minus 200 and make it to where you don't want to bet it. So his outs are telling me he doesn't go 6 innings. And when I look at how this guy's pitched to his K-prop over 6.5, if he's only gone 5.2 innings or less, he's only 5-5 to the over. So when I get the lineup out, I ran the lineup. And we have 6 guys not striking out over the last 15 days, but only 4 guys who are walking at an elite rate. Where we also have 5 guys hitting the ball, guys, when 3 of the top 3 in this lineup being the 5 that are hitting. So that may be him not getting to see these guys 4 times through. With the 5 guys that are considered elite when it comes to making contact in this lineup, with 2 of those 5 that are elite in the first 2 spots in this lineup. Now, there are 2 guys that can give us the golden sombrero in this lineup, and those are the guys that can kill me by themselves. Now, we have Tommy Pham batting in the 3 hole, and then we had another guy batting down in the 7 or 8 hole, where they have been striking out over the last 15 days, and they whiff. And that's the type of, and they don't make contact when they chase. So, God forbid, Pham, please just give me 1 today. Don't give me 3, because if a guy gives me 3, I die. So, at the end of the day, the lineups tell me to go under, and I got to. Umpire or not, I am under 6.5 at -118 for a full unit on Kodai Senga, and I'm under 5.5 at +115 in the same game with Merrill Kelly. We're going to finish our day up, guys, as I only had 3 guys going today in the black book, as that were in the afternoon games, as we did cash the over money with Yuri Perez, whether you got the 6+, whether you got the 7+, or whether you just bet them all like I did. So let's just keep rolling, and let's talk of some Kevin Gausman versus the Rangers. Number 6 in the black book. Open up 7+ -135 on DraftKings, where the best line available to that 6.5 is -120 on MGM. PrizePicks has them at a 7, whereas hits allowed under over are at a 5. The projected lineup is 7 lefties and 2 righties. Last on the board today, guys, is we only had 3 guys in the black book going. It's Kevin Gausman versus the Rangers. And when we look at their numbers overall over the last 15 days, it says they are amongst the elite on paper, as they're walking top of the food chain, not striking out while crushing the ball with a team isolated power in the 220s. And for me, guys, it's been simple running K-props with Gausman, guys, as his key has been chase contact. So when the lineups come out, I will go through the lineup and check the chase contact, as well as go by one and see how many guys are hitting the ball, or if it's just a few guys that are bringing those numbers through the roof. As there is some past history in this projected lineup, as we have 7 guys who have seen Gausman at least 4 at bats and a combined 79, and he is striking out a nice 27% of these guys, 7 of these guys in his career. And that's with 2 of these guys just not really striking out to Gausman in Singer and Grossman. With the bottom 2 in the lineup projected, not seeing him more than 2 at bats, if any, which is super advantage Gausman. Now, one thing that I have learned with betting Gausman, guys, is when he gets 5 days rest, his velo goes up 3 miles per hour on all his pitches. Yet on days like today, 4 rest and go, he's going to be around 93, 94 on his fastball, when normally on those extra days, we can get him at 97. So just something to take in when we get Gausman on extra days rest. So lineup pending, guys, I can either go under or over. Chase contact is the key, as I'm not afraid to go under no more, guys. So the key tells me everything. So if it's split 50-40, like 50-40, 60-40, as it's 9 people in the lineup, so it's kind of get like 100% right there. So have to do some weird percentage like shit like that. But at the end of the day, if it's split, then I've got to then go through how they are one by one. And I like to do multiple, cross my I's, dot my T's, and it's got to sign off for me to go under or over these days. And that's why we are hitting that over 70%. And that's not counting the 7+, as a lot of cappers would go take both those K props from Yuri. Oh, I hit 6 and 7. No, bro, that's one bet. That's one fucking bet, bro. I expected 7 and 5 fucking innings. I got what I expected. You show up with your work boots. You show up, bro. Shit happens. So let's stay hot. And let's just stay listening to what the lineups say, to what the books are saying, and keep us out of trouble and out of the shit show. So appreciate you guys. 63 live. Smash the like if you haven't. I'm going to roll through the comments and let you guys know everybody else's best bets, as well as any questions. If you hashtagged We Be Pubbing in it, I will get to it and read it off, as Justin McElvoy's popping up in here. Kirk Cousins over 264.5 passing yards tonight for his best bet. Truth Teller is busy delivering, but I appreciate you showing up to smash the like button. You are always one of the first in the chat. Hopefully you get to tune in and tail as we are on 2 unders, both in the same game. I took the 5.5 under on Kelly at the plus money, as I don't want to pay the juice with Bill Miller behind the plate, as I believe if I get fucked today, it's going to be by a janky ass umpire in both those spots. Now I do have minus 118 on the under 6.5 for our boy Senga as well. Looking like LG's popping in talking about any place for Thursday night. Yeah, the only bet I do have in there is the over 1.5 passing touchdowns for Jalen Hurts for a half unit, as I like to put my bigger bets in prime time, as I hit 80% at prime time last year. And we're 2-0 in the 3 games this year, as I don't force bets. I don't give out plays. I literally give out my fucking bets. So that's what Pub Sports is about. We're not here just to freaking sell you some freaking yeehaw McGeehaw. So for those who did hashtag we be pubbing, I read off what I could. LJ popped in at the last second. Santander over 1.5 bases plus 118, 2+ bases, 8 out of his last 11 games. His best bet in football is Kirk Cousins over 73.5 pass attempts at minus 124. Vikings cannot run the ball. LG popped in with Hawkinson over 4.5 receptions, minus 110. LG, I think you just might got me on that. That sounds real dumb, especially with how the way Slay freaking locked up Jefferson last year. Love that look, LG, for sure. Maybe putting some of my own money on it as well, as I was already going to be looking toward Addison and Hawkinson in some type of way. And I think his catches may be the spot, nor the sprinkle of the touchdown, as well, as he's always like big body tight ends in the red zone. So definitely worth a look to sprinkle that anytime as well. If it's at least 200, man, you got to give me something. So as JTL popping in, if you know, you know. It's join the yeah movement, fellas. Nah. LA Knight, guys, your future United States champion. Until next time, guys, we had us a packed show for a short slate, and I appreciate the 60 tough that pulled in here and hung in. Until next time, I'm Sharpie's Bets. This show is sponsored by PrizePicks. If you haven't, go on over there, use that promo code PubSports, and you will get a match deposit on your first deposit by using the best promo code on God's green earth.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
When Sharpie's got controls, he's got controls. Today's episode, guys, we had 2 guests. It was a short slate, so we called the bullpen. We had Jack of the Day with Connor Mack, as well as a special Thursday edition of Ribeyes with Mike. Tune in tonight, guys, to the Pub Sports Radio live bet stream of the NFL Thursday night football game. The Fuck Jeff Bezos tour continues, as he actually gets a good game on Thursday night. So maybe it is, hey, Jeff Bezos, we're sorry about charging you all that money last year and giving you all them terrible football games. Well, at least this one should have some points in it, guys. So tune in. I'll be in there at the half. I will give out my action if I put it in at the half and kick it for the rest of the game. Join Mike, join the crew, and let's have us a mother trucking day. Hey, Brewers, you got knocked the fuck out by